Greetings, this is Charles Darwin, and I'm talking to you again from a forest near Tulsa, Oklahoma. And when you go out into a forest or a desert or a grassland or a shrubland, wherever you might happen to go, there's all kinds of interesting stories all around you. Keep your eyes open for them. One of the most interesting stories is something that's almost so obvious that we would not recognize it, and that is, why is the world green? Look at all these leaves. They're all green and there's so many of them, and yet there are animals, insects and other animals, that can eat tremendous amounts of leaf tissue. And also insects have the ability to have population explosions. Why is it then that the world is green? Why haven't insect population explosions eaten all of these leaves? One of the reasons is it's early spring, but if you come back later in the summer, you'll find that the leaves are still predominant here. And so that brings us to an interesting question, and there's more than one answer to that question. Some of these leaves have poisons in them, and so animals cannot eat them without dying. Others, such as this oak leaf, have digestion inhibitors in them. They're not actually poisonous, but they will slow down the digestion such that they are not a very good food. So actually, since leaves do not store up a lot of starch and they don't store up a lot of minerals other than calcium, leaves are actually not a very nutritious source of food. We need to eat green vegetables in order to get vitamins, but if you decided to just go out in the forest and eat leaves, you wouldn't live very long. If you decided to just go out in the forest or if you were to just live off of salad, you wouldn't live very long. You need to be a vegetarian, you need to have beans and things like that as well. There are no stupid vegetarians. You can be a stupid carnivore because meat has everything you need, but you cannot be a stupid vegetarian, because if you tried to do that, there are certain vitamins, at least, that you would not get enough of. But then there are other reasons too. The outside of the leaf, you're not able to see it here. The leaf is green because of the mesophyll cells, the photosynthetic cells in the middle of the leaf, and they're nice and soft. But the leaf, exposed to the air and to the wind and to drying out, has a hard outer layer. It's not actually hard, but it's usually tough, and that's known as the epidermis layer. And that's what is on the outside of almost every leaf. Some leaves have a harder surface than others. But then that keeps out some of the insects, because a lot of insects are not able to chew the hard outer covering of the epidermis. However, that is not something that stops all of them. The hard outer covering stops the large insects. However, some small insects have managed to get inside the leaf, and once they're inside, and they don't have to worry about that outer layer anymore, once they're inside, then they are able to eat their way through the leaf, eat the tender mesophyll cells. And you notice also that the leaf veins, xylem and phloem, are also tough, but these small insects are able to eat around the xylem and phloem, leaving what we might call a skeletonalized leaf. Did I say that right? I don't know. But anyway, plants have all kinds of defenses against animals, such as insects, eating them. And so I've just shown you a few of them here. This is the man who pretends to be Charles Darwin. Tally ho, and amen.